Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello, and welcome to your Friday KVJ After the Show podcast. How the heck is everybody? Got a big old weekend here. All excited. Now Virginia's running around like a crazy lady with a hangover.
I know. I am just going on pure fumes.
I couldn't notice anything different. It is not at all felt like one big anxiety attack behind scenes.
It's been quite a day, huh?
Fuck. Yeah. I can't wait for Sunday.
I'm sorry that I make my anxiety hang in the air like a fart.
No, I'm just.
Everybody's got to breathe it.
I'm just busting your tits over here.
I do have a present for you. Speaking of, so yesterday I have a shrimp dealer.
Okay.
Other people meet their drug dealer in the Walgreens parking lot. I meet my shrimp dealer.
Okay.
He drove up all these shrimp from Deerfield. Pop's Seafood is where I get my shrimp. And he brought me stuff for you, Jay Bird. Sauces, coleslaw, so much homemade stuff. He brought me
To throw out to the audience?
No, this is for you to eat.
Oh, okay.
He brought me some of their famous sauce that they do.
Oh, I love it.
You're going to love it.
I'll eat it all tomorrow.
Just lick that. Lick the sauce.
I don't know if I feel comfortable you demanding me to lick shit.
Just like it.
Yeah,
Come on.
lick it.
Just like it
We
right
already-
now.
We already did that bit.
Right now. Come on.
That's coleslaw and homemade sauce from Pop's. It's called the Poppin' sauce.
Well, I thank Pops. Thank you very much.
I opened it and I did a little finger swipe on the lid. It is so good.
I don't doubt it. I love it. Thank you, Pops.
Yay.
Just lick it.
Just
Just a little lick.
Just do it now.
Just a little bit of a lick right now.
Lick my shoe.
Come on.
Do it. Don't be a pussy.
Yeah. What's wrong with you? So you got the Crawfish Festival going to be going on at Abaco Amphitheater tomorrow. We'll all be out there with KVJ. Bird will be on stage with the snack pack 4 p.m. It's all going to be going down. Just $5 to get in. Looking forward to seeing everybody out there.
Yes, indeed.
Other stuff going on. If you want all the rundown of the weekend activities, it's at kvjshow.com right now. Michelle in Plantation sent this. She said, yeah, I heard you talking about Montel Jordan is going to be doing a show in Central Broward tomorrow. I saw him last month at an old school concert in Miami at the Wasco Center. He's still got it. He was great, and he's a pastor now. There he is.
I love that outfit, that shirt.
Yeah, great shirt, white pants,
This
sweet
is
hat.
how we do it.
Yeah, this is how we do it. That's some good stuff. A little shout out from last weekend. Sarah Schuyler and Paisley Gutierrez went out to the Russ Market. She said it was the best flea market I've ever been to in Florida.
Okay.
And Jaybird and Denny's there with the whole fam.
Oh, I remember them. I felt bad because when they walked up, I was so dehydrated and my lip kept on smacking on my tongue. I'm like, bah, 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 bah. They were so nice. Very
Is that a
kind.
Hamburglar doll?
Somebody else brought me a Hamburglar doll. She's very kind. She's the same nice person that brought me my Ronald McDonald stuffed animal.
Oh, I could get down with a McDonald's cheeseburger right now.
Oh yeah, you want to do that stress eating.
I do.
But you won't do it because you think it'll make you look puffy on stage.
You're right.
I know this witch.
You know this witch because you are this witch. We don't want to be fat on stage.
No, I didn't really care about the way. I didn't want to have bad fucking wind problems. I want to be able to breathe a little bit. And when you have a gut, it's harder to breathe, man.
It's hard to dance around and sing. I give credit to anybody that does it. If you haven't tried to do it, you don't realize. I mean, it looks so easy. It's not.
It's been hot out too. Running outside sucked donkey nards.
I am you, Huckleberry, and the chat room wants to know, Kevin, did you break the news to your son that you're not going to be making his game tomorrow?
It's either you break the news to your real son or your work son. Jay
Yeah.
Bird, I can't stay for the show, or Cannon, I can't go to your basketball game.
Your work son and your work daughter are both going to cry.
Yeah, I know. So many tears. Well, either way, there's going to be tears.
You're right. Just you
Great
got to
way to
fill
spend a Saturday.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've been on the calendar for 2 months.
Cannon.
I've known you longer than Cannon, so okay.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Yeah, he hasn't even known you half the time I have.
But my blood's in his veins.
Whatever. I'm not impressed.
She's on a warpath right now.
I know. I'm just trying to stay out of it.
I've known you longer than Cannon.
That's true. That's a fun fact.
One of my girlfriends told that to me one time about Magnolia, and I almost pissed myself. I've known you longer than Magnolia.
She's being serious though?
Yes, well, no. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, no, yeah.
I just thought that was the funniest.
Yeah. One of the things going on this weekend, it's kind of interesting. In fact, our buddy Andrew in Port St. Lucie, I was texting with him, and he's like, yeah, I really wanted to come to the Crawfish Fest, but he is going to have to work.
He can't do it.
I don't think so. You might want to check with us. I was texting him last night, and I was like, well, what's going on? He said, well, they've got this Treasure Coast Pride that is going on. And
Yes, it's a massive Pride Fest up there. I was
Yeah.
like, well, why'd they pick the weekend of the Crawfish?
yeah, you need to coordinate with them next time, Virginia.
I love going to Pride Fests.
Yeah, they've been doing it for 10 years now, and it's at the Mid-Florida Event Center in Port St. Lucie. And I guess this is going to be the first year that they're going to have a parade, and they canceled it in fear of retribution from the new Parental Care Act here in Florida. It is that new law that people under 21 are banned from events that depicts or simulates nudity, sexual conduct, sexual excitement, or specific sexual activities. And so I guess out of an overabundance of caution, they decided not to do it. And that has kind of been the fear of some, I guess, trying to figure out how they're going to legislate this law. Will they make it where you have to have even like a pride event where you couldn't have kids? And they were talking to some people who were a part of making the law, and it doesn't sound like that's it. It sounds like, no, we're just trying to, if you're not simulating nudity, you don't have sexual conduct, people aren't simulating blowjobs and stuff like that, then you should still be able to. In fact, they're saying it's not going to affect drag shows or parades, and I hope that's the case.
Well, straight or gay, you probably don't want kids seeing that anyway. Don't matter
Yeah.
what you're doing in the bedroom or what you
Right.
identify as. You don't want sexual content
Right.
in front of little kids. That debate
it's
I
awkward
understand.
and odd, yeah.
I understand
And
that.
I think that is the point of it, and I guess it's just they don't want to be the first smackdown, because I did see that under the proposed law, the first violation would carry a $5,000 fine. Now, this is against an establishment, so I don't know who they would go after. And
They
the
would
fine-
go after whoever's holding the event.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, who is canceling it? Are the people putting on the Pride Fest canceling it? Or did someone
from my understanding, Treasure Coast Pride decided not to do it for that reason. And there was a state rep, John Snyder. He's like, look, you don't have to cancel the parade. The law has nothing to do with drag shows or parades. It has everything to do with protecting children, is what
I think
he said.
it does have a lot to do with drag shows. I don't know if he knows what he's talking about. I thought they were coming for the drag shows, specifically because they are a little sexual in nature. That's why I love them. But they do get a little scandalous.
Well, I think that's the debate. Is you can have a drag show. No one's debating that. And these are not. I'm just saying this is what the debate would be. Is if there's a drag show that then has sexual type
Yeah.
But then again, you would do that for any show. If I
Right,
put
if
on
it
a
were
fashion
straight
show,
people, yeah.
and
Right.
if I do anything sexual inappropriate, people are not gonna like that if there's kids around.
It would affect you're right. If you did a regular fashion show that was a hetero show and they were simulating nudity, sexual conduct, sexual excitement, specific sexual activities, that's the actual words from the bill itself, lewd conduct or lewd exposure of prosthetic or imitation genitals or breasts, you would be facing the same fine. They say a person who knowingly admits a child to an adult live performance would face a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a $1,000 fine and a year in prison.
Yeah, I guess it's really just going to depend on the content of your drag show. If your drag show keeps it very clean, you'll be fine. But if you do any kind of sexual stuff or dirty stuff or stripping, which does happen sometimes.
Well,
Yeah.
so what I think sometimes gets kind of confusing with that. There's a lot of people who are not against drag shows. They're not against any of that.
I love them. They're fun, and they're not all the same.
Yeah, I think people will say, but I feel that if you say nothing, it's not targeting a drag show. It's any event where even the Snack Pack show,
right?
We had to cut down certain things that we cannot do because I know little kids are going to be there.
Right.
There's certain things I can do in a bar that I can't do at this festival.
Right.
Now,
And I think that's what the fight is, but I think it gets kind of
it's
muddy.
Yes,
blurred
it does.
lines. The critics of it are saying the language is broad and vague, and the people who have passed the law are saying no. We're saying nudity, sexual conduct, sexual excitement, prosthetic genitals and breasts. So I think that's it. It's early on, and considering what hovers with it if you mess it up. That's where, until they can really get it sorted out, know exactly what it is.
So is Andy the alien saying he's going to be at the Crawfish Festival
I think
now?
what it was is he had some young people that were going to work for him there, and he's not able to do it now because they can't work or something like that. So, yeah. So he said it was affecting his weekend.
So he's going to be at the Crawfish Fest.
So
Maybe.
Diana B says, I saw Usher in concert back in 1999 and he dropped his pants. Oh, the horror. I mean, I see what you're saying. I get it. I mean, look, you go out into the world, you're going to see some things that I'm sure Usher got a little backlash for that. Anytime you just start doing anything with kids, you're always going to have people fighting about it.
In fact, I'm surprised he didn't get arrested then. That's happened before. And they've been doing that for a while. In fact, I remember, I think it was one time Jim Morrison for the Doors got arrested in Miami because he whipped his dick out.
Oh.
Yeah, just
And
because
they were
That's no gray area.
Yeah.
no, you get in trouble.
If your penis is out, you're breaking the law.
Yeah. So that's just it. I think it's just they're trying to figure out what they're doing. They're trying to say that, if you want to dress in drag, that's not a problem. Just don't have anything sexual and don't show us naughty parts. And so I'm hoping that's what it is, and they just got to figure it out.
Again, I don't care what goes on, but we all know if someone's simulating blowjobs in front of little kids, the normal reaction is to feel weird about that.
Yes.
Right.
And if anyone wants to say I'm terrible for saying that, I guess I'm terrible, but
No,
Yeah,
you're not
I'm with you
terrible.
on that.
I think most parents, including gay parents,
absolutely.
would agree with you on that. Most reasonable parents don't want their kid to see a blowjob.
Yeah. And I guess
Fake or real.
the one thing for me, typically, I'm one of those people, I guess what you call a libertarian, where I am not a big fan of the government restricting any of, you don't need to be our parent, but I
Yes.
do think that, there is some level where you do have to protect children and all that, and I do take that seriously. And I think the interesting debate would be about slapping different ratings on things. Because if you ever gone into a rated R movie and you look over and there's like a 5-year-old that's sitting there and it's a graphic sex scene and you're just like, that makes me feel weird too. And,
yeah, I hear you.
But I'm like, I guess that's on the parent. And that's to me what the argument is, should the parents have the choice if they want their kid to see filth, that they get to see filth.
Well, it's like anything. There's going to be drag shows that are not going to be sexually explicit and that are, and then it's like anything in life.
I used to do drag shows in Kansas City back in my early 20s, and they weren't sexual. They were just, men in fancy clothes and all that stuff. We didn't simulate sex or anything like that.
There'll be a whole kind of, just like anything in life. Mm-hmm. There's great cops, there's bad cops. There's great radio people, there's terrible radio people.
Yeah. So that's one thing they're sorting out this weekend. So, I'm hoping that it doesn't affect any of the great drag shows or the parades or anything like that goes on. And I'm hoping that next year, after they feel a little bit more comfortable with this ruling, that they'll be able to have the parade next year. Other stuff that's going on. Did you guys happen to see Elon Musk's dick-looking ship that blew up yesterday?
I did.
It blew up
Yeah, it blew up.
on purpose?
Is it possible to maybe make a ship that looks like a vagina next time, just to get a little quality?
Yeah, right. It only seems fair,
A lot
right?
of dick ships out there.
Nah, I kind of like blowing up dicks.
Yeah. 4 minutes it was able to go, and I think they might have detonated it themselves. I'm trying to understand what happened. It now is at the, I guess, floor of the Gulf of Mexico, and they're going to try to retrieve it. I think they were sensitive to other people getting a hold of the debris and trying to reverse engineer it and steal their ideas, because apparently this Starship rocket, they were breaking it down today, just saying it can go so much further and carry such a heavier payload than the space shuttle used to 20, 30 years ago, that it will be groundbreaking in what it can do to help us get to the moon or to Mars and colonize other planets. So I think that's what it's all about. And I just love when they have these things, watching nerds celebrate.
I know. It was fun.
They weren't broken up. After it blew up, you're like, yeah. It was like nerds trying to fist bump, but they're missing and punching each other in the face.
They're all spinning it, too, saying, oh, it was great. It was a spectacular success.
Yeah.
Of course we have stuff to learn, but it was a great day.
They were doing awkward chest bumps like Jaybird and Denny's.
The crotch bump.
Yeah, the crotch bump.
The dick bump.
The dickle tickle.
Yeah. A lot of fun. Yeah, so that went down, and that was kind of a big deal. And then Elon Musk, man, all over the place. They finally took away those Twitter blue check marks from people. You have to pay for it now. And then, there are a lot of people like LeBron James that have made a point that, I ain't paying $5 or $8 or whatever it is. So Elon Musk, out of his own pocket, paid for LeBron. And some other people that are complaining.
What a joke. This is actually a joke.
It's silly. I don't get. I think Elon Musk is wrong in this. I hate to tell one of the smartest men on planet Earth.
Whatever.
And a guy that's the richest man on planet Earth. That,
Babe
he's
Ruth
wrong,
was the
but,
strikeout king, too, on top of the hitting king.
Yeah, I think he struck out on this. I think that the blue validation marks are warranted and are good for credibility for posts.
Hold on, Kevin. Virginia's saying some shit that's crazy again. She's just making up quotes.
I heard a guy say that on the radio once.
I got to fact check you, because did Babe Ruth strike out the most?
Maybe.
So bringing in some baseball facts.
I do kind of like when you make a little baseball analogy.
9 out of 10 of his strikeouts.
Oh, 9 out of 10 baseball players are criminals.
I heard a guy on the radio say that one time.
Oh, if it's on the radio, it's definitely fucking real.
Mm-hmm. There's another thing that is going on, though, with all these crazy little spaceships and everything else that is out there. The Pentagon is now having some serious discussions about these dang UFOs, Jaybird. They're starting to cause some problems.
I know.
Yeah, they now released a video of a UFO flying over an active conflict zone in the Middle East in 2022, just last year. And they say this is unsettling because we are worried about if it's an enemy combatant and what we might shoot at and the probability of unintended crossfire. If you haven't been following the world around us, emotions are a little tense right now with us and China, who yesterday they were just talking about how they have a new spy plane that flies at like Mach 3 or something like that. And so they basically said, yeah, we're coming for the U.S. on that.
I know I sound like a broken record, and I apologize if I'm very repetitive, but it's crazy that the people who are in the military that are coming out and making statements about the shit that we don't know it's flying around, whether you want to admit it or not or accept it, UFOs are here. We don't know what they are, and it's a legit problem. I know we don't think about it on a daily basis because it's not affecting us yet, but aliens or UFOs are here. I won't say aliens. Something's in the sky. We don't know what the fuck it is.
And some people think that they also go in the water. I saw some videos on TikTok.
Well, they do go in the water.
Of like this weird like beach on the floor of the ocean that was impenetrable. This guy was down there with like a drone submarine, and he was trying to go through this area, and it wouldn't let it in. Whatever this fucking black hole thing in the water. The water was a different color, and it had a beach. It was weird, and it looked like water was rippling up to it and then bouncing off of it, and he tried to drive his little mini ship in it, and it would not let him penetrate that area.
We're getting to the point in our technology where it is kind of confusing. What could this be? Is it from a different planet, or is it just our technologies to that point?
Is it CGI?
Yeah.
Well, that's Project Blue Beam. Oh, that's a whole other issue that people are scared of. That's different than Project Blue Book. Project Blue Beam is where the government gets together and they create things in the sky to make people think something's happening. They've talked about that being the Christ coming back, UFOs in the sky. And I personally don't think that's what this is. That's just a conspiracy theory, Project Blue Beam, of the government's, doing some shit that we don't know about in the sky.
I would totally get tricked by CGI Jesus.
We are living in a time where everything is, it's mushed together.
You won't be able to believe what you see.
Well,
right, and then how do you know? Like, Jesus comes back and you go, whatever, that ain't Jesus. And then you don't go with him and then you're left behind.
Well, I think why it's so tough right now is because I think we've got two things going on. I think there's things in the sky we truly don't know what it is. And then I think there's stuff we and other countries have put in the sky that's very weird and foreign to the regular person.
Spy balloons.
You've got all kind of weird shit going on, but I do think that the UFOs that we have here, nobody knows what. I don't think there's a country out there that knows what it is. When Russia and America were friends, remember that small little time period?
Yeah.
We were open and honest about what we saw and what they saw, and we both agreed we're seeing the same shit that we don't know what it is.
Are you making it? No, I'm not making it. Are you making it? I'm not making it.
That's during the
But how do you know
Gorbachev.
they're not making it?
The thing that they're scared of is that, the Chinese weren't even happy that we shot down their spy balloon that flew over our country and stole secrets.
They were mad about that.
Yeah, they were mad about that. And they were throwing attitude. How dare you? Like, fuck off.
Literally fuck off.
That's how you go to war. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
And that's it. And that's where they are. And the Chinese spy plane that I saw that goes Mach 3, it looks like the old stealth fighters. It looks almost like an alien spacecraft. And so if you see that going 3 times the speed of sound and you get it in a thing and you shoot it down, I mean, imagine how the Chinese would feel if we shot down one of their spy planes. And then that could trigger a war, and that's, I think, where we are, and that's why they're taking this so seriously, is because these new UFOs they've been finding in some pretty contentious areas where there's a lot of countries, like in Iraq, Mosul, where you got a lot of different countries there, and there's no real central government that is
it's
controlling the airspace, and so you might have a collision or somebody shooting somebody else down.
It's happened in America. We've had situations where these, whatever they are flying around, gets into our own airspace, where it's the military shit, where they're not supposed to be in, and the military can't do anything about it. These stories and accounts are coming from military people who are in the fight.
You think the military would know the skies best of all, and if they're going, we don't know what the fuck that is.
Well, I just find it hard that the American military is going to be so caught off guard with some kind of technology that is so superior to what we've ever seen. Some other human created that. I just don't see it. I feel like they're smart too. They would go, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Everyone says it doesn't make any sense. The things they're seeing in the sky, we don't have the capability to fly it. If you're a human doing that, you'd be splattered all over the place.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we are. Tense times. They're trying to just, for this, figure out rules of engagement and what they're going to do so that we're prepared, because apparently the Chinese have been flying a lot of spy balloons and planes and everything else over us, and so they're trying to say, okay, we need to have a policy that everybody knows how to react when you see that. What are you going to do? Because it will make the Chinese mad. Got a bunch of emails here as well. Mail at kvjshow.com. Doug said, I would love to get Suit's opinion on a cruise line. Said about 6 years ago, I took the Queen Mary 2 to London. It was a great cruise. I believe better than any I've been on.
How long is that?
How long is what?
To get to London.
Don't know. He doesn't say.
How long does it take to get from here to London on a cruise ship, Suits?
Is that a bloody long time?
From South Florida, it takes probably about 2 weeks, but on the
Damn.
Queen Mary 2, it's a 7-night transatlantic, New York to Southampton. That's what they typically run. So Cunard is like real classy, upscale. They were around competing with the Titanic.
What was that name you said?
Cunard.
Cunard, okay.
Cunard, yeah, that's the name of the cruise line. And the Queen Mary 2 is their flagship. It's super rich, super fancy, upscale.
Oh, this is like my kind of boat.
Yeah, it's more of an ocean liner, like an old school ship compared to a cruise ship.
It looks like the Titanic.
Well, I mean, it's a lot bigger, but this cruise line is like that White Star Line, which was the company that ran Titanic.
Yes.
That is what Cunard was competing with. They've been around since like the 1800s. Cunard.
I love how on Titanic, like it's all fancy, like the staircase.
The Queen Mary 2 is very fancy and very expensive.
What's the ballpark average?
I mean, probably 3 times that of going on a regular cruise ship, I'd say.
Wow.
Yeah, he said that if you got a room with a butler, and he said, I did not, but that was about $10,000.
Oh,
A
yeah.
butler, you say?
And there are a lot of rooms on that ship with butlers. You can get concierge balcony cabins.
So
that
what
have
do they?
butlers.
What does a butler do? It's your own butler that's just there for you, or is it for the floor?
If you, that cost a little extra. If you have like one of the really massive suites, there are some that are like 2 stories tall on that ship. You probably
I
have
saw
your own.
one. My girlfriend went on a cruise and she's filthy rich, and hers had a staircase.
Yeah, I've had one of those rooms that were on Royal Caribbean. They have some that aren't. It was a loft.
Okay.
But the room on Queen Mary 2 is like, it's bigger than the average apartment. It's like 1,700 square feet. It's got a wraparound
Wow.
balcony, and it'll cost you probably $20,000 a person.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy expensive. That, you get a private butler. Some of the other ones, you have concierge like your butler, but other people have the same butler.
It's a shared butler.
Yeah.
If you had the butler, but you didn't ask them to do anything, just say, "Hey, do you mind just staying in my room and just looking at me for 8 hours?"
They'd probably do it, actually.
Yeah.
They got
all
great
you-
service.
That's all you ask
For
them.
the right amount of money, that's it. People do anything for the right amount of money.
If you're going to tip me, sure, I'll stand you for 8 hours and look at you.
I just want you to watch me in my own environment.
Drink me in and tell me I'm doing great.
Oh, it's going to get real weird, though.
Got an email from Natalie Suits. Did you hear this story? Celebrity cruises kept dead body in drinks cooler for 6 days.
What the fuck?
That is horrible.
That is horrific. In a drink cooler?
Yeah, that's what it says. I didn't have time to pull up the story and edit it, but it's on Apple News.
I
Now-
did not hear that.
Were they something happened where they were unalive on the boat and they just stored them?
Don't know. I don't
if
have
you
any
die on the
details.
boat, I think they do keep your body, right, Suits?
Well, yeah, but normally they have a place for that. They don't mix it with the drinks.
They have a morgue, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I have heard on smaller, older ships where they'll clear out a freezer or something and do that. But
Something about this screwdriver's got a bit of a, I don't know, fleshy
it
taste.
tastes a little unalived. That's pretty horrific. I got to look into that because that is a crazy story. They're going to get a massive fine if they did that.
Would that freak you out if you knew you were drinking? I mean, or not really?
Yes.
Not that big of a deal?
That would be disgusting.
I would be really pissed off. That's disgusting.
Somebody sent us a
You think DJ ice is bad. Dead
Yeah.
body ice, way worse.
somebody sent us a TikTok video where somebody had gone to a gas station and they grabbed the drinks out of the cooler and then they did a swab.
Oh, Kevin, what the shit? Oh, man, there's your do it, bitch. That's too far for do it, bitch punishment.
Yeah, they did the swab and then let it grow. And, it was so gnarly.
It had that Staphylococcus.
It's the kind of stuff that it'll make you definitely sanitize your beverage cans. And even getting it straight out of the box, they tried one of those. Now, it was less. You know how you would buy a carton or what do they call like a 12-pack
Like
of
a case.
soda, yeah, case,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it might
yeah.
be, and you pull it out of that box. Wasn't as bad as what they have in the coolers at the gas station, but it still had something.
So, wait, the box of what?
Still has a box of soda, like any drink can that you get.
You know
You'll-
he buys by the box.
You'll want to, with alcohol rub, wipe that thing down to kill whatever funk it is, because just coming out of that, it's going to be something. And they hypothesized that it was the cooling systems that they had at a lot of these gas stations, that their filters were not up to snuff, and so it's all kinds of funk is blowing around in those coolers.
Wait,
and
they
landing
don't
on your
properly
drink containers.
maintain their filter?
I, for one, am shocked.
Yeah.
God, the gas station's filters are fucked. God.
Yeah.
Well, I always wash off my cans now, but it sounds like that ain't enough.
Me too.
Sounds like what you need is an alcohol wipe. Get one of those alcohol wipes and run it around the rim thoroughly. And
But that's always my question. Is that just life, bruh, where everything's just got a little bit of fucking shit on it, a little bit of grossness? That's just the that's how we get down.
A part of it's good for your immune system. It's just that one time that you get that one off thing.
Staphylococcus.
Well, it's kind of like some guy the other day I'd seen. He had a small cut on his hand, didn't think about it, got into a body of water and gets that freaking flesh-eating bacteria or whatever. Next thing you know, he's massively fucked up for life. Like arms are gone, legs are gone.
Some people just die.
Yeah.
You're lucky if all you lose is your arms and legs.
You get that brain, whatever it is,
Brain amoeba.
It's rare you survive that. It's really bad.
It is.
Woohoo! Friday.
Yeah.
TGIF.
You're going to die, you amoeba.
Death by paper
It's
cut.
a yes and no. Most of the little things out there you can just shrug off, but all it takes is getting that, rolling the dice, and that one time getting that one that is not good. It'll mess up your weekend.
If you think about it too much, it'll ruin your day. You just gotta eat the DJ ice and just live,
That's
baby.
right. Cut your arm and go in the canal. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm still standing, baby.
Speaking of going the canal, do you want to have a manatee encounter?
Always.
So I met this chick, and she's in charge of like all these manatees, and she heard about how you love manatees. I think it would be so cool if you were allowed to help out with the rehabilitation of a sick manatee.
I love it.
And like help nurse it back to health. They want to do a bit with you.
I'm a fanatee of the manatee. You know this.
All right, we're gonna get in the canal, Kevin.
Okay.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, birds in the canal all the time anyway.
We won't cut his arm first. We'll just let him get in there, hopefully scab free.
Who gets
did
the
say-
amoeba first?
They did say right now, because of the rain we had, the fecal bacteria in canals is through the roof.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Everything just looks a little more grimy and slimy
He'll
right
be
now.
dead by Mother's Day.
I don't know. You've tried to fucking kill me with that crawfish full of poisonous shit, and I'm still here. I came to work with food poisoning. Fuck all this.
Chrissy has an email. She said, I was just wondering if you heard anything on the Dolphins re-signing Christian Wilkins or not. I read a few articles, and I feel like it is just going in circles. Let me know your thoughts. I haven't heard anything specific on it, but I think where they are now, here you are in the offseason, and you have what's called a salary cap for a football team where it's a lot of complicated jiggling and adjustments where they can pay you this way but not that way that affects the cap. They are going to re-sign Christian Wilkins. It's just a matter of working through all the math and numbers, which we have a math ban on this show, so I can't work out those numbers for you.
They would be so dumb to let him go.
They're not. He's going to stay with the Dolphins.
He is a rock star in every
is.
sense of the word, and
They will
they
make him
have
happy.
to recognize.
They'll make him happy. They're just trying to sort everything out right now with him. That's what the offseason's all about.
And then they tell them to get rid of him.
But they're not. And they got the draft coming up next weekend. Not that the Dolphins are going to be that active in it, but after they get their draft picks in and do the signing bonuses and all that kind of stuff, then they'll get through it.
And I feel like Christian would tell you, Kevin, you're the one that he likes the most on the show because you can really talk football. I feel like if he wasn't working the deal, he would tell you.
Well, my goal now is to become his favorite on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Look out, Kevin. We're in a competition.
Are you in a Wilkins off?
We're in a Wilkins off.
He loves ranch dressing. Maybe that could. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Nobody can get more ranch dressing in bulk than the bird. I've
can get some
seen
ranch
you
dressing.
do it.
You know what? I won't even say I don't like ranch dressing anymore because I actually had ranch dressing the other day that was not bad. And
I
can't
like
remember what it
ranch
was-
dressing.
It depends on where it's from.
Okay, here's what I used to do back in the day when I worked at Chuck E. Cheese. I would make the breadsticks, which is just pizza with cheese. It's no tomato sauce. I would dip in the ranch dressing, but it was so much ranch. It was like half ranch, half breadstick. It is so good.
I think I got hurt and burnt by fucking Wishbone too many times.
Fuck Wishbone.
I know.
Fuck Hidden Valley Ranch.
And Hidden Valley, ugh.
I like a elevated gourmet ranch. Does Marie do a ranch?
They do a ranch. They got a Chipotle ranch as well. That's pretty darn good.
I need to get more ranch in my
I'll bring in
life.
some ranch on.
Let's make this a point to talk to Christian about ranch. This is
can't-
important.
You can't eat ranch, can you, Kevin?
I don't know. I don't really ban sauces too much. I just don't because I think it's kind of fucking
the
gross.
next time you see Christian Wilkins, out of respect, you need to chug some ranch.
Sorry, Kevin. I was trying to ask you a question. She cut you off. Just suggest something you'll never do.
Yeah.
As you were.
I'm not sure where I was.
Yeah, neither am I.
Neither am I. Can I go home?
Can you send her home?
Can you just send her home? Tony sent an email. He said, I remember Kevin and Jaybird talking about baseball becoming less popular. Boy, you got to check out this image from this week's Tigers-Guardians game. It's not looking good for Major League Baseball only 3 weeks into the season. It looks like a Marlins crowd. There's just a smattering of...
That is fucking depressing.
That's behind home plate.
It looks like there's about 200 people there, tops.
If that's a real situation and that's in the middle of a game, that's terrible. There was just the Oakland Athletics, they're a team out in California. Their minor league team is bringing more people to the games than the major leagues.
The Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
Those teams, they have it figured out as far as entertainment, and the people follow.
Baseball needs new blood. They need new ideas, and they need a willingness to go along with those ideas. And you could easily fix baseball. The reason why the minor leagues do better is the price points are better. It's more affordable for a family to go.
The other thing, too, is how can you demand, as players, such great... They got to be a little worried about this because it's not going to last forever. They've got ridiculous salaries, and they're not generating a lot of money. So
yeah,
what's going to happen?
Something's got to give eventually. It's not a business model that's sustainable. So
I mean, not everyone's the Yankees or the Red Sox, Virginia, as you know.
I do know that.
Yeah, they could fix it. I'm hopeful that baseball will get there one day, and it could be a very fun sport. They need some marquee players. They need to market them properly, and I think they need to condense the season, which that's been the big fight. There's just too much of. There's too many things to compete with, and look, when you play 162 games, people are like, I'll catch. I don't need to go to game 89. I'll go to game 112.
Well, there's no reason to love a team. To me, I think people like things. You watch a show because you see a reoccurring character and you fall in love with that character and you want to see that. When that character goes away, a lot of times you go, oh, fuck this show. That's what happens sometimes with baseball. They don't stay on the team that long. It's hard to care about something that's so fleeting. All right, wake up, Virginia. Wake up. Ranch dressing. Ranch dressing.
Oh, I'm back in.
We talked about space and baseball.
Kevin's going to chug ranch.
Yeah, what a shitty idea. I'll chug ranch.
I know you'll chug ranch. That's why I don't want you to.
That's why it's not sexy.
I need Kevin to do it because he doesn't want to do it.
I get her. I get the mind frame behind that because when you ate that Suits French fry the other day, the one you sucked
That was
on,
so awesome.
It was great. I got a rush off of that.
You got a bone piece.
That's
Don't think it's going to be a common occurrence. I ain't
No.
chugging ranch.
I know you're not.
Come on.
No, I'm not your fucking monkey.
Not a boy, Kevin. But you gotta start fucking standing up to this witch. Hey, lick it. No, I'm not licking shit.
Shut up,
Lick it,
monkey.
eat
I'm not licking
Chug
shit.
it. Do it.
Lick it.
I ain't
do
going to do
it.
my punishments, but fuck it, do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of another punishment. And I'm gonna miss No Name Movie Game, Kev.
Who did your braids today?
You're right. You done my braids.
Damn. Talking so sassy as I'm looking at the fucking braids I braided.
They're nice.
What a set you got on you.
Wasn't her best work.
Oh,
I could tell she was distracted.
Kind of dialed it in.
I don't know. I was only doing 2 jobs.
No, I know. I asked her to do my braids, and then I'm like, I shouldn't have asked her that. She's gonna fucking stab me.
All while hung over. It's kind of impressive, actually.
It really is impressive.
Yeah, really is pretty impressive. What you can crank out. I think Virginia needs to lay before tomorrow's big show.
Y'all might not see me Monday. No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'll be here. I'll be
All right.
hungover.
Kevin might not be. After he licked your fucking shoe.
After he chugs ranch.
No, he licked your...
My tongue's going to look like that Petri dish from the drink containers.
Oh, you definitely got Staphylococcus.
Yeah,
You should not feel good later.
I probably won't, yeah. Looking forward to that weekend.
I'm making everybody on the show sick.
I already
You
have an
are.
odd headache, yeah.
She got me sick
Yeah.
from the fucking shit.
She's going to kill us
crawfish.
all, Bird.
Oh,
She's
my
going to
God.
kill us all.
Oh, the Virginia show.
Yeah.
If I don't do it,
motherfuckers.
if I don't do it, some other woman will. So wouldn't you rather it be me?
My show's called I Hate Man and Get in the Bushes.
That's right. No man all the time. All right, y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Goodbye.